Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Patty the Dazzling Diva, and I'm a part-time reseller on sites such as Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari. And what I have for you today are my sales for the last 2 weeks on all three platforms. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to go ahead and stay tuned. Right, so I'm going to get started with the sales for the last 2 weeks, April the 1st through the 14th. I normally get started with my eBay, but today I'm going to do Mercari, then Poshmark, and then finish with eBay. So on Mercari, I had 5 sales, starting with this Hello Kitty Scholastics Tell Time book. Cute book with a little clock on the front, cardboard, perfect for beginners who are learning about time. It sold for $9.50. Then next we have this Moda International Sweater Crop Top Cream. This is vintage, and this is a brand that I believe that is part of Victoria's Secret, but it sold on an offer of $15. Then we have this really cute pottery coffee mug. It looked like it may have been new, but I wasn't sure, so I did not list it as new. But it was in excellent condition. Really cute. Cat mugs, of course, are always popular. I paid about $3 for it at a church thrift, and it sold for $19.54. On Mercari, you can have where your store, you can either send offers to likers or you can promote your store to everybody and it'll lower the price. And so that's what I did with this one. It started out at $22.79 and then I was lowering the price. And when I did the whole store, it went down to $19.54 and someone purchased. Then I have this Blues Clues, just a little container, and I thought it was cute. It came in a lot, so I just threw it up for $5 and it sold. I like to put items like this on Mercari, especially now that Mercari does not have any fees, but even before that, the fees were very low. So I have a store subscription on eBay, but I'm kind of in between two store subscriptions right now with the amount of items that I have. So when I have items that don't cost a whole lot, and don't sell for a whole lot, I will put them on Mercari opposed to putting on eBay that is oversaturated and it's going to take one of my listings. So then we have this Power Ranger Dino Supercharger Aqua Ranger figure, and it sold on an offer that I sent out for $15. Next we have Poshmark. I have 7 sales on Poshmark for the past 2 weeks, which is terrible, but it is what it is at this point. We have these Crocs. I do like to pick up Crocs. They tend to sell fairly well, but this sold on an offer of $20. Then we have these Lee navy blue shorts, and sent these out, and now that I look at the pictures, my eyes sometimes see, navy blue and black. The person got them and said that they thought that they were, or they said that they were black. And then if you look at this part too, usually when you have this coloring, it's navy blue, but um they said that it was black, and they contacted Poshmark, and Poshmark did something that was pretty cool. They went ahead and they, I guess because it could be in between, they went ahead and resolved it for both of us. They gave them their money back and they let me keep my money. And it wasn't a whole lot, but I thought it was cool for them to do something like that because it wasn't something that I'm pretty sure that when I saw it or listed it, it looked navy blue at the time. In the pictures, they kind of look black, but they could be navy blue. But anyways, it sold on an offer of $11. Then we have this Old Navy jeans, 6 blue kicker boot cut. I'm pretty sure that this came in either a thread up rescue box or some other kind of thrift box, because I tend to not pick up Old Navy jeans unless like it's a dollar a day or they're really expensive. But this sold on an offer of $20, and I think this is one of the offers that Posture VA sends out for me. What happens is 5 minutes after somebody likes an item, Posture VA will send them a offer with discounted shipping. These are some Vionics. I had never heard of these before, but they were actually at a thrift and they were in the dollar shoe bin. And so I picked these, I looked them up, picked them up, and these sold for $35. Actually, I think these were at another church thrift, but they were worth a lot of money. And they sold for $35, which were a great price. Then I had this New Day camel open front sweater cardigan. I would pick these up because they were new with tags. The Goodwill beside me sometimes gets items, I think, straight from Target because they'll have several new with tags on their new racks. And so I picked a few of these up and it did sell on offer for $28. Then we have this Bowden women's blouse. It was a cute blouse. Bowden, and it's a good brand, but I don't sell it quickly. It doesn't sell quickly for me. So I have had this for a little bit, but with it being springtime, it went ahead and sold now on an offer that the buyer sent for $20. And lastly, we have these limited stretch flare pants. These were a size 0. So I got these when a thrift store was having a half off sale, because 0, it's not a size that I pick up very often, but these were new with tags. So, and then they sold for $24. And now let's move on to eBay. So on eBay, all right, I don't know what happened to my little gorilla. It won't let me go back to the screen. But anyways, it was a Planet Hollywood gorilla that sold for $9.49. Then next we have this Care Bear green figure, a small figure. It's only like 3 inches. And it got a lot of attention before St. Patrick's Day, but somehow it did not sell. But it did sell on an offer of $8. And you are going to see a different price sometime, or I'm going to say a different price than what you're seeing here, because eBay does not show when someone accepts it on an offer sometimes. I don't know. Then we have these Angry Birds. I pick up Angry Birds, especially the lesser seen characters, but I lotted these two together and they actually sold for $17.09, which is a 5% off offer. I do have a 5% promotion on my eBay store, and I do recommend, if you aren't getting sales on eBay, to have some sort of promotion, even if it's a little bit, like 3 or 4%, because I can see a big difference in the action on my store when I don't have any promotions on. And what I do is I start off at 5%, and then when I have likers, a lot of times I send up to 10% off more, because I found that even when I have a higher percentage off on my store, people will still watch it. You know, people like to get a good deal. So I'd rather start with a lower percentage and then send out another offer. But anyways, this sold with just my 5% off. I didn't have to send out any more offers. Then we have this American Girl backpack, really cute. It came in a lot of dog clothes, and this sold on an offer of $10.25. Next, we have this NFL desk set. These stains right here were just on the outside of the item. It didn't affect the item at all, and it sold for $15.81. We have this peanuts bowl. I knew that this would sell because I've actually sold this exact same bowl before. I think the last time that I had this bowl, though, I bought it from like TJ Maxx or Marshall's, but this time I found it at a thrift, so it was much cheaper, and it did sell for $18.91. Then we have this Florida Girl by Simply Southern. I showed the back in the first picture because it had the, that graphic on there that was really cute, the cow with a paintbrush. I especially like the sleeves, the way that they spelled out Simply Southern in the cow print. I knew that this would sell, and what made it better is that it was new with tags. So this sold on an offer of $16.90. This was a surprising sale. This is why I look everything up. This came in just a lot of other little small toys and thrift stuffed animals. This was actually from McDonald's, but it was the dog, and it sold for $14.16. Dog stuffed animals that look like popular breeds sell well no matter what the size. I bought this belt from I think a church thrift. I like the design on it. It had the embroidered fish, and it did sell for $18.95. Next, we have this Athletic Works pullback knit slip joggers. I had a little bit of a problem with this order because this order sold both on Poshmark and eBay within like an hour of each other. I don't know if it was the same person, if they liked this design and they were just looking for it and they came across it in both places and purchased both of them. So I ended up having to cancel the one on Poshmark. And I do recommend that if you have something that sells on eBay and another platform, cancel the other platform, because eBay, if your default rate goes above 2% on eBay, it will wreak havoc on your store. You will not be able to sell as much. They will drop listings. It is just a whole mess. I've had that happen to me before, and it can take a while to get back down to where you were. So if it ever happens, it's gonna suck. But unless you haven't had any defaults on eBay, and if you made significantly more on another platform, you can chance it, but just know that it's going to ding your eBay account. But anyways, uh, this sold for $12.25, and on Poshmark, with what it sold for over on Poshmark, I actually would end up making more on eBay because of the 20% on Poshmark. Then we have this Mattel articulated doll. Whenever I see dolls that are articulated, which means like the little limbs move individually, I will pick them up because those dolls sell for more, even if it's not a Barbie doll, any kind of brand of doll. If I'm not familiar with the doll, I'll look it up, but if it's cheap enough, I'll just go ahead and get it still. But someone sent me an offer for $15 and I accepted. Then we have this Paris stamp. I don't pick up too many stamps, but this one, not only was it on sale, but it was Paris, which is always a popular topic, and this sold for $9.49. We have this ARC tooth whitening booster. I bought this retail arbitrage, walked in the store. They had a buggy full of different healthcare products. So I picked this up and lotted them together. And I did end up, even though I don't often do free shipping, I did end up putting this on free shipping because it was not getting a lot of attention, and it ended up selling for $23.46. We have these cuddle duds that someone sent me an offer for $12, and because it is about to be summertime, I went ahead and accepted it. And one piece of advice for um, stuff like this, well, not stuff like this, but I had a bit of a problem finding this because I did not inventory it properly. So if you're just starting out, or if you, my advice would be to make sure that everything is put away promptly and it is labeled. Like, even if you only have a few things out, start out labeling things so that you can find it. So I find it, and sent it out to the customer. Next, this is Bluey, the Ultimate Lights and Sound Replacement. When I saw this, this was in a lot of toys. I had no idea what this was. I ended up having to Google Lens it, and it turned out to be, it goes on this Bluey house. It goes on the outside, and so because it was associated with Bluey, and Bluey is a very popular character right now, I was able to sell those for $9.49. Then we have this Soho, New York cold shoulder. This came in a uh, mystery box because I don't pick up this brand, nor do I pick up cold shoulder, but it's surprisingly sold when I for an offer of $12.74. Then we have this Alex skirt. I was surprised that this sold now. I mean, it's a really pretty skirt. It's a velvet material. It's a deep navy blue, but like I said, it is getting hot. But you know, it's always cold somewhere, or maybe they're thinking ahead for the holidays. This sold for $26.59. We have this Tommy Hilfiger. That's not a brand that I pick up too often because it doesn't sell well for me, but this is a cute jean dress, and it did sell for, when I sent out an offer, for $15. Then we have this Fisher Price Octonauts. Um, this is another group. I don't sell Octonauts. I try to lot them together to make them move faster, but this was unique enough that I put this by itself. I've had it probably for about a year, but it did sell for $9.45. Next, we have linen. If you have linen, make sure you're getting it listed. Now is the perfect time for it. This was J. Jill linen stretch pants in a size 12, and it did sell for $17.57. Then we have Talbots. I do like to pick up Talbots. These jeans, I ended up getting them, I think they were on like a half off sale, but they sold when I sent out an offer for $15. Then we have this book, The Letters of August Derleth and Clark Ashton Smith. Picked these up at a used to have an Amazon return store, so I probably paid 50 cents for $1 for this, and it did sell on an offer of $20. Next, I came across a whole lot of James Patterson books, and I lotted some of them together. They're very thick and heavy, so I couldn't lot too many together, but these two together, I had them for $14.95, but someone sent me a counter offer of $10.50, $150, and because these were not getting a whole lot of attention, even though James Patterson, of course, is a very famous author, but because he is famous, it is oversaturated. So when someone sent me an offer of $10.50, I didn't have a lot into it, so I went ahead and accepted it. Then we have another stamp that I got. Probably paid $1 or less for this one. I got it from the same stamp sale. Seeing like no one is listening. And it sold for $8.47. Then we have this cute little bear, this vintage princess soft toy, which is a good brand that I've heard some resellers who sell plush talk about. And I don't remember if I picked this up at a thrift store, if it came to me in a plush box, but it did sell for $16.95. And then lastly, we have this vintage Fisher Price Loving birthday cake. Again, this is something that I had to do Google Lens on to see what it went with. I knew it was, of course, I knew it was Fisher Price, but I had to do the Google Lens to see, you know, what it was associated with. And it was the Loving Family birthday cake. And it did sell when I set an offer for $6.29. All right, so those were all of my sales for the last 2 weeks. I actually did a video for last week, but something happened to the video and it was so much going on last week. I wasn't able to remake it, so I put everything together. Normally I do them every week. We like to start doing some ship with me as soon as I get my office together. And I just got in a ThredUp box, jean box, and I also have another Goodwill blue box that I want to unbox. Those are going to happen this week, so make sure that you go ahead and hit the bell notifications to be notified when those videos drop. And if you found anything useful in this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Thanks you so much for hanging out with me and for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day.